And hello and good evening to everyone. It is Tuesday night. So that means one thing, it's Queen's Table. And we've got another fabulous guest on this evening, our very own Universal Woman, Great Britain, Natalie. How are you?
Girl, I am fine, excited, and just absolutely buzzing.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you on. I've been really looking forward to this interview for quite a few weeks now. You've got such a great story to tell, and I just can't wait to dive into it. It's brilliant. So we'll start off with that incredible back-to-back win, which is the first ever back-to-back win, which happened at the very special weekend. Do you want to explain more?
Do you know what? I can't stop smiling. Every time I think of it, like I just have a big grin on my face because there is not a lot of firsts left in pageantry. So being able to just snatch one up was absolutely amazing. So during the pageant girl weekend, I became the very first woman in pageant history to win a title 24 hours after handing over. We actually calculated it and it came up to less than 24 hours. So yeah.
Love it. It's amazing, isn't it? And it was so, I mean, your reaction was priceless, to be honest. It was wonderful. I think the whole room erupted, everyone that was watching online. It was all just going absolutely crazy. Everyone was just so excited. Because you were UK's national Miss, weren't you? So that was your title. And then, so how did you, what made you think of going in for Universal Woman Great Britain? What triggered that off?
Well, except for being a really, really crazy woman. When Holly first got Universal Woman, I obviously didn't have it on my radar because I had a title at the time. So I didn't even think of even looking towards it. And then um, I started looking at my platform and I was like, oh, this kind of aligns with my platform. And then I decided to drop Holly a little message and I was like, hypothetically speaking, what if, just what if, I'm not saying I want to, would you allow me to do Universal Woman? She's like, oh, well, technically you would have handed over, so I don't see a problem with that. And I was like, okay, amazing. Just put my name down. And she was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, put my name down, popped my name down, and then I kind of got out of the idea because it was just too close to handover. The pressure and everything just wasn't ideal. And then my amazing sister queen, Nicole, decided to absolutely like interrogate me during the Galaxy weekend. It was like, you know what? It'll be amazing if you're the first Universal Woman. So I think you should do it. So thanks to peer pressure, I ended up obviously applying
Love it.
because sister queens, who doesn't love them? I ended up applying and obviously looking at the Universal Mission, which obviously aims to make the world a better place for women and girls, really aligned with my platform, which is basically ending gender-based violence and basically raising awareness because it is a big issue that a lot of women in the UK are currently facing. I would go as far as to calling it an epidemic because it is something that's seriously happening in the UK. So it just aligned, everything absolutely aligned. And then I found myself on one weekend handing over, and then the next day absolutely doing a pageant. And I was like a zombie the morning of Universal Woman. I was so tired, but
That's
survived.
it's pretty hardcore. That is like doing it, handing over, and you've got all the emotions of handing over,
Do
and
you
then
know what? I
yeah,
didn't get to process everything during
yeah.
that weekend. It was like so much. I didn't actually process anything until I got home because I went from being so emotional and basically grieving my previous title because that's what it felt like. It really felt like grieving and really closing that chapter of my life to being so excited for something amazing, but at the same time still feeling that level of sadness and feeling that level of separation from my sister queens because obviously there was like four of us, like five of us, and then it went to just being me on my own. But now I've got my sister queen Tiny, so it worked out.
Oh, it's incredible. I can't even imagine these sort of emotions you must have gone through. That must have been like a complete roller coaster. But how amazing is it to take that first ever back to back win? I love that. It's brilliant. And it was so great to see. We've got to say hello to Chanel because she's watching. Hello. Yeah. Hiya. But yeah, it's brilliant. And I mean, like I say, your reaction was priceless. It was just so amazing to watch.
I nearly passed out.
You screamed as well.
Yeah,
You screaming a bit. It's great. But it's just
yeah. So
literally like
if
that
you actually
whole.
look back, if you look back at the video, you can actually see my eyes like shut, and you can actually see me slowly like leaning into poor Jodie. And like she turns around to me, she's like, "You've won," and I'm like, "Yeah, girl, yeah, cool. I'm about to pass out. Can you hold me?" I don't think she heard me, so she kind of just let me go. So I was just like, "Okay, brilliant, amazing. Now I've got to kind of not fall." So yeah, it was a lot.
Oh, bless you. So we got another one in there saying, hello, Felicia. She says,
Hi,
hey, ladies as
Felicia.
well. Oh, bless her. I do miss her. I haven't seen her for a while. But, you know, going back to your platform, it is such an incredible platform, and it's very, very important that there is this awareness about these things. What sort of work have you done towards this platform so far? And I've got your Instagram going across the bottom so people can find out information.
Amazing.
They do want to. So you just tell me a little bit of work that you've done towards it so far.
So the first part of what I've done is basically distributing school supplies. I think that's something that's massive within our communities, but especially when you have women fleeing from domestic violence. They don't tend to obviously think of essentials and things that their kids might need. So that was the first step, making sure that obviously no child goes without any school supplies, and then trying to get that all sorted out and getting them to the right charities. And then I started making a little booklet, which I call a little guide to basically on signs on what to look out for when it comes to gender-based violence and what to look out for, how to help people, and basically important numbers that you can get in touch with. And I've been able to obviously get in touch with some really, really important charities, especially with November coming up, where we really focus on like gender-based violence and the effects of it and raising awareness. I'll be working with some really amazing charities such as Staffordshire Women's Aid, which is an amazing charity as well that supports women fleeing domestic violence, and being able to support them with the supplies they need. That has been the very base of my platform at the moment. So it's just making sure that these charities that do support these women and children towards taking their first steps to independence are supported fully with the essentials they need.
Yeah, that's it. It's so important. And if anyone wants to donate, they can get hold of you, I presume, on your Instagram or anything like that, to help support these charities and get information. So it's also important for you to have representation in pageantry. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So when I first started pageantry, I didn't see a lot of women that looked like me in places that I expected to see them. And for me, that really took a toll on me because I didn't realize like why there weren't people like me in certain places. It made me feel like I didn't belong. And as I went on, I realized these people are there. They were just not given the opportunities. And growing up, not having these role models in places that we need to see them really had an effect on how I viewed myself as a Black girl. It really took a toll, and obviously how I looked at myself. I looked at myself as less than because I thought I was undesirable, which was not the case. So with me entering pageants, I always wanted to be that person that young girls can really look at and think, okay, if she can do it and she can push herself and she can put herself in this position, then things are very much possible. And I'm not obviously saying that I'm the first Black woman out there to obviously lay the foundation. There's been so many amazing queens like Zara, Chanel, so many amazing queens that came in and laid the platform for women like me to be able to, you know, compete in pageants and feel so confident and feel so heard and just being able to be ourselves. So it's very important to have that level of representation, not just in pageantry, but everywhere, especially for young girls.
Yeah, and it's absolutely incredible. And haven't you absolutely smashed it as well? I absolutely love it. So I've got to say this as well. We're going to go back to the night where you've had your first ever back-to-back win on the Universal Woman night. Can we please have a moment for the dress, please?
Oh my God, girl.
The dress.
You're going to start something because I'm still getting harassed for that dress.
If it fit me, I would be the same probably.
If there's anyone that I'm currently ignoring in my DMs about the dress, I'm sorry. Okay? Because the moment I got off that stage, people swarmed in. They're like, "Where's the dress from? Where did you buy it from? Where is it from?" I'm like, I can't tell you just yet. I just need to order my gown first, and I'll let everyone know. But that was honestly my dream dress. Like that was the dress that I said if I was ever going to do a pageant that leads to internationals, I wanted to do it in the dress of my dreams. And from the moment I put that dress on, I just felt like a whole different woman. Like, I know you shouldn't obviously let the dress wear you, but girl, that dress was absolutely, it was just me from top to bottom. So yeah, it
It
was a
suits you
dress of
so
dreams.
much. It is just the gown of dreams. I was like, just wow. I think when you come out on stage in it, there was a lot of gasps, a lot of wows. Oh, it was just, it's stunning. It's made for you, right? It's
And I
definitely
have
made for you.
pressure though when it comes to like my evening gown for internationals though, because like I set such a standard with that gown. Like honestly, like I look at it now and I'm like, how am I even going to follow from that? Like it's just such an amazing gown, and yeah, it's my baby.
Yeah, it's amazing. See, with me, I'd rewear it. I'm all up for re-wearing gowns. Rewear it, wear it around the house when you're cleaning. It's fine. So
Girl, honestly, so tempted to, but can't just wear a dress like that cleaning because I'm sure if the postman came by, he would look at me very, very funny if he just saw
yeah,
me wearing this gown with like a
especially
broom in hand.
yeah, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? It'd be brilliant. So you've been doing pageants for 6 years now, and
Yeah,
it's been an incredible journey.
yeah.
I mean, what's some of the highlights from those 6 years, do you think?
I think the biggest thing is the people I've met more than anything. I have met some of the most incredible and beautiful souls during my time in pageants, and I have friends to this day that I met 6 years ago that I'm still very much in contact with. They'll drop me a message, checking if I'm okay. The biggest thing will definitely have to be the friendships I've I've gained from it, and then I would say my second biggest highlight was for me stepping foot on a Holly stage or a Holly pageant. I think that was the first time really I fell in love with pageantry, because I think I went to Holly's pageants 4 years, 4 to 5 years after I'd started pageantry. So stepping on that stage, I really, really felt like it was my home and I just didn't want to leave. And I remember I wrote a review as soon as I got off that stage, and I was like, I'm going to make it back to that stage one day because I definitely have found my home. It was the first time where I'd walked away from a pageant and I had not placed, and I still felt like I had the best time ever. It didn't feel like there was anything underneath there. It just didn't feel like, it just was just a beautiful experience, and just being surrounded by all those beautiful souls that weekend was just perfect for me. And I was like, do you know what? Once I've had my son, I'm going to make sure to obviously come back. And yeah, I did come back. So yeah, it worked out.
Oh, it's amazing. And we did have a brief chat earlier, just before we sort of went live, about being back at Park Hall. We love events
We
at
love
Park Hall,
Park
right?
Hall.
That is like the pageant home, isn't it? It feels like home for pageantry.
It really
It's
is.
wonderful. Yeah, it's such a great place. I was asking you, do they still do the chicken Caesar salad? I'm not sure. I need to ask that. I need to check.
You need to check.
Need to check.
And do you know what? Check in advance so they get it back on the menu by the time you get back to Park Hall. So there you go.
Yeah. Oh, can I have the chicken Caesar salad, please? But yeah, so next up is obviously internationals, isn't it? So
Yeah.
when is that? What's the date of internationals?
So haven't got a date or location yet, which is so exciting because I feel like that really adds to the build. And
Oh, I like
one
it.
of the first people that got crowned for Universal Woman to go to internationals. So far, I've obviously had the opportunity to meet the other three girls who are absolutely amazing. Like I don't even know how I lucked out on such an amazing system with such an amazing set of girls. So I've been very lucky in terms of that. But we don't have a date or location yet. So at the moment, we're just guessing and just playing games with it.
Oh, that sounds amazing. It's like quite exciting though, isn't it? Because you don't quite know, so it gives a bit more excitement to it as
and
well.
we're like all in the group chat and we're like, where do you think it's going to be? And we're throwing out different locations, different days. It all adds the excitement and the fun for it. So yeah, definitely.
Oh, well, we can't wait to see you on the international stage. So how's your preparation going with your outfits and your plans? All good so far?
Do you know what? I think I would have been so lost if I didn't have an amazing group of people supporting me from it's been very difficult, obviously transitioning from being just a national queen to obviously going to prepare for internationals, because it's not something that I've experienced before. So I really didn't know what to expect. And coming off that stage, I think I panicked a little bit because I was like, okay, great, I've done this thing. Now I actually do have to go to internationals. How am I going to prepare for it? like, what am I meant to get ready? Like, I just had no clue whatsoever. And some amazing people came to my aid, and they've been assisting me since then. So I've just been so lucky to have an incredible group of people just absolutely pushing me and supporting me. And I'm so, so grateful for that.
Oh, this is what it's all about. This is what I love about pageantry. I know it sounds a bit cheesy and a bit, but it is true. You do find your support network, don't you? And so many beautiful friends, and everyone really cheers each other on, and it's wonderful. That's one of my favorite bits of pageantry is like when you go to another pageant, you cheer people on, you get to socialize. It's brilliant. So, and everyone's going to be watching online or there with you. You know that, don't you? Everyone's going to be very excited when we find out the location and the time.
I know, and you also realize the kindness in people. Like, I think this year has really highlighted that for me, especially at the start of this reign, how kind people are, and it really brings out the greatness in people. So I've been very, very fortunate and absolutely lucky to have such an amazing support system. And honestly, there's nothing I can say that I'm lacking. Like, I'm not lacking anything, and I'm just so lucky. So yeah, it's absolutely worked out. So yeah, it's always great to have a great support system too.
Oh, it's been brilliant. Well, thank you so much for coming on Pageantland this evening. It's been so great. I've been dying to talk to you about your journey.
Oh, girl, me too. I'm
wonderful.
so looking forward to it. So
and I literally cannot wait to watch the rest of your journey, because we've still got plenty of it. We've got plenty of time to watch your journey and see how that unfolds, and it's going to be brilliant. I'm really looking forward to it. So wish you all the best of luck from our team at Pageantland, and thank you so much for coming on.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Lovely to see you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.